So today's driving thoughts is called Ask and You Shall Receive. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard that phrase before. I think there's three phrases that go with that. Ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and it will open unto thee. And I think that's a mindset that you need to start having if you want to build wealth. And this Driving Thoughts podcast and my mastermind groups and my courses, it's all about helping people build wealth. I've for a while been trying to figure out what is it I'm really passionate about. And because I grew up in a family that struggled financially, I've been really passionate about wanting to not struggle financially. And as I've learned to do that, I want to share that information with other people. So this is about mindset, and learning to ask for things is a mindset. It's mindset growth. A lot of people don't like to ask other people for things, but when you change your mindset and you start to ask and you shall receive, you will receive, and you realize it's going to be a big boost to your wealth building. I think it was, I don't know, whoever wrote that 5-hour work week, he said that your success in life is going to be related to how many difficult conversations you're willing to have. And now that I enjoy asking people for things, the more I do it, it's not that difficult anymore. But at first it's difficult, okay? But you need to learn to do it. And I'm going to give you some examples, and then I'm going to say, well, how does that dovetail into wealth building? So I'm going to give you a whole bunch of examples. I rented a U-Haul the other day to move some of my dad's stuff. And they said if I returned it with a quarter tank of gas, they were going to give me a $30 credit, $30 off my bill. And so I put enough gas in there, and when I got back, the gauge was, literally just a hair less than a quarter tank. And the U-Haul guy is looking at it, and I could tell he didn't know what to do. And I said, look, where I come from, that's a quarter tank of gas. And he laughed, and he went, all right, I'll mark it down as a quarter tank. And my bill went from $60 to $30. Give you another example. I had a pair of tennis sneakers that I felt were defective and they were hurting my feet. I bought them online and they had a 30-day return policy. Well, it was 60 days after I bought them. But I said, you know what? I'm going to send them back. I'm going to put a letter in the box explaining what a good customer I've been of this tennis website, and explain what happened, and hopefully they'll take them back. Well, sure enough, they did, and they were $140 tennis sneakers, and they sent me a new pair. But if I didn't ask, I wouldn't have got that $140. I'll give you another example. One day I'm in a restaurant, and I'm listening to a real estate investor who's sitting next to me talking to a realtor about how he's going to flip houses, and he wants this realtor to help him. And I didn't want to just butt in. So when I paid my bill, I gave my business card and a $20 bill to the lady at the cash register. And I said, you see that guy sitting over there? When he pays his bill, would you make sure he gets my business card? And she saw the $20 bill and the business card that I handed her. And she's like, yeah, I'll give him your business card. And I wrote on the back of the card, call me right away, exclamation point. Well, the guy calls me the next day and he says, you know what? I want to meet you. That took a lot of balls for you to do that. Well, long story short, I listed one of his flips and got a $6,000 commission. I'll give you another example. My wife broke her foot and had to get foot surgery, and she needed one of those knee rollers. You knee on it. It's a little cart. You put your knee on it and you push along with your good foot. Well, they're like $400 each. And I knew we were going to use this thing for 2 months. And I said to my wife, I go, just put a post on Facebook asking somebody if you can borrow one. I'm sure somebody's got one that they paid for that they're not using anymore. My wife puts it on Facebook. Sure enough, a coworker had one, a really nice one that she paid $450 for. And my wife is using it for free right now. So, I could go on, but when you start asking for things, people will help you. They'll give you the things you want. Ask and you shall receive. So how does that work, in the wealth building arena? Well, I refinanced one of my rentals a couple months ago, and the bank had like, I don't know, they wanted a 1% origination fee, and it was going to be like $1,000. And so I called up my loan officer and I said, look, that's ridiculous. I do a ton of business with you. You need to waive that. It's just a fee, and it's of no use to the bank, and I'm a good customer. Well, he didn't waive it, but he cut it in half to $500. And now he charges me a 0.5 point origination fee in all my loans instead of 1%. I'll give you another example. If you're talking to a seller about buying a property, you should always ask for seller financing. It can't hurt, because maybe they'll do seller financing and you'll get into the property quicker with a lot less closing costs. So always ask. If you know somebody who owns a rental property, and actually I tell my realtors to ask these 3 questions whenever they talk to anybody to get business and find deals. And if you're going to be a real estate investor, or you're looking to buy a business or buy some assets, ask these 3 questions when you come across somebody who has the asset that you want. And the first question is, have you had any thoughts of selling? And if they say no, then you want to say, well, for the right price, would you sell? And if they say no, then the third question is, well, do you know anybody who has an asset like this that's thinking about selling? Who do you know that's thinking about selling? And maybe you can get a referral or a good lead, okay? So, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, and knock and it will open unto thee. If you want to build wealth in your life, you've got to be able to ask people for help, discounts, if they want to sell, if they'll provide you with financing, who do they know that can do these things for you. Even when you're hiring contractors, okay, to do work, ask them for a price reduction. And if they won't give you one, get a competitive bid. Okay, but start asking for the things you want and you'll get them, and it will help your wealth building. And just so you know, I just want to let you know, it is August of 2021, and this fall, probably end of September or October, we're going to have 2 new mastermind groups. And one's going to be a 6-figure mastermind group, and that's for people who make 6 figures or have a net worth of 6 figures, or their business has revenue of 6 figures. And then we're also going to be doing a 7-figure mastermind for multimillionaires. So you need to be a millionaire or more if you want to be in that mastermind. I hope you have a great weekend, and just start asking for what you want and you'll get it.